Hey guys, this is Jim WT1W and you're watching FEPLabs Radio. Thanks for stopping by. So I'm getting into CB and I had to learn this. I had no idea how all this worked. And the hardest part so far has been getting the CB mounted in the truck and set up. That's a whole nother story and I'm not going to do a video on that because that'd be hours long. However, mounting a CB antenna is an interesting thing. So with ham antennas, you're typically going to have a connector like this, which is a PL259 on this end, and then your mount, whatever kind it is, if it's a window mount or whatever, will have the SO piece, and then this screws on top of that, and you've got an antenna. That is not how a lot of CB antennas go, and I was unaware of this, so I had to figure this part out. A lot of CB antennas are a 3/8 stud like so. And so depending on the kind of mount, and this is what I have, there are other variations I'm sure. This mount is designed to be fastened down inside my hood compartment. I have a Ford F-150, and then this comes up through the gap in the hood, and then this sits out over the side of my truck, and this is what the antenna gets mounted to. And this is designed for multiple different kinds of trucks. This is the one for the Ford F-150. I can't remember who I bought this from. I will put a link to all this stuff in the dingus below. So how do you mount one of these things? Well, you have to have what's called a CB stud mount. And this is what those things look like. And you'll see there's a lot of hardware in there. So it's apparently super critical that you mount this the right stinking way, or you're going to ground out your antenna. On these antennas, this is the antenna. This is the radiating connection right here. So when we put this mount on, it's going to go on this bracket. And this is the part that faces up, this face here. And the way this works is like so. You take, and this is one that's already put together from the store. I bought a couple because I didn't know if there was a chance I'd screw one up. And then this goes in the bottom, and you can see it has a little nylon lip around it, and that is to keep this, which is the center post, from touching this, which will be connected to the shield. So that is the whole purpose of that little nylon lip. And then the next piece that goes on is another nylon washer like so, that mates up down below, again to keep this post centered. And you can see on this nylon washer, it has that little lip. So that goes down there like that. And the whole purpose is to keep this post from touching the center. Once that's done, you have a lock washer. Now these are cheap mounts. This wasn't necessarily cheap. These are truck stop quality CB antenna mounts. I literally went to the truck stop and bought these because the one I had ordered was not going to be here in time for this video. I'm trying to get all this prepped for my trip to Dayton coming up Wednesday. And then you have this female 3/8 bolt, stud. That's not a stud, it's a bolt, I guess. And that goes like so. And of course you would screw this tight. And then the antenna goes in here like so. And the whole purpose of this mount, and if I was putting this in for real, I'd put pliers on that and tighten this down all the way. But that's how this goes. And then of course on my truck, it'll be mounted, ouch, it'll be mounted vertically in the, this will stick out the side of the hood down here. But that is how these little CB stud mounts work. And it's interesting, in my searching yesterday, I did not find anything to mount a 2-meter antenna in this style. I'm sure there's got to be, but I couldn't find one. So I called another CB nerd, thank you Smoking Ape, and we talked about it and we figured out you could rig this to do a 2-meter style ham antenna by doing it a separate way. So you take both of these studs apart. This is your bonus tip for this video. You take both of these things apart like so and hook that in like that and that in like that, and of course washers and so on and so forth. and then fasten this together. And you'd have to use the nylon washers to separate, to make sure that the shield here doesn't come in contact with the mount, which is ground. And of course the shield is ground. And that way you could use this to mount a ham style antenna. Probably not the way it was designed to be worked. A little white trashy, I'm going to say. But Ape and I figured out you could do that. So I've been trying to decide what radio I'm going to take in my truck besides my FTM 500. And I was debating between CB and a Yaesu 2800. And so that was why we were trying to figure that part out. But that is it. That is a CB stud mount. And as I said, it goes a certain way. That guy, then the washer, and then that nut, like so. This part goes through the mount on the bottom, and then that's where your CB antenna mates up. And of course, I've already got this one on here, but that would go on there like that. And that's it. Guys, that's all I've got in this video. Thanks for watching 73.